What would happen if we destroy every Poppy Playtime character just to see what's inside? What kind of crazy things will we find underneath the prototype's clown hat? And Lily Lovebraids, I didn't know you looked like that with no hair. 'Cause we all know you are hiding very bad things under there. What kind of stories does Kissy Missy's injuries tell us if we look up close? And poor disfigured Poppy Playtime herself? The same thing goes for you! Because in today's video, we are investigating every little nook, cranny, crack that we can find on the prototype's very hairy back. And we need to know if these characters are trustworthy or if they're hiding even more secrets than we thought. Are you guys trustworthy or not? You gotta figure this out. All right, family, we all remember when the prototype got burned in Poppy Playtime 5. Now, we're gonna investigate and compare his befores versus his afters. And then after we can see just how damaged the prototype really is, then we can go and destroy him even further so we can see what he's hiding underneath all of that robotic gear, spider looking body. Okay, we can see on the left is his original body and on the right is his body after he got burned. The left version looks much more colorful and the right version looks dingy, dark, and rusty. Look at this picture right here, a rare sighting of the prototype's bones. And then look over here. Ooh, his bones got completely burnt and Loki look like they're about to get snapped in half. Wait, this is crazy. His hand is also very less shiny. Look at that prototype hand. It looks nothing like it looks like before. He does still have his knuckles with the spikes on them, and his button in the middle of his chest is a lot less bright. No! Look at the Huggy Wuggy arm! After the burn, it completely died! Same with the catnap arm and the mommy long legs arm too. They used to be standing up like this, and now they're all flippity floppity, 'cause they went oof! There is no life in them. His ribs are much more burnt than they were before. Ooh, they even look kind of dirty now too. But he does still have his ribs looking like they're together, even though they look severely damaged. This is the top of his body right here, and it does not look like there's much color left at all. The canisters on the side of his body are damaged, and even on the other side too. And look at the catnap fur that used to be on top of him. It has completely been stripped away, and it looks like there's only a little bit of plastic left on top. The purple has completely vanished. Oh my gosh, that looks so different. His stinger tail is also damaged. We don't even know if it still works. Oh, and it's completely dirty too. Whoa, and look at there. On the underside of it, it's completely blue, almost like it's rusted, but in a blue color. His legs are much darker than they were before, and even all of the red cords looks much darker too. Now here is a direct comparison of the left side of him, what he used to look like before he got burnt, and the right side of him post-burn. But family, we are not done with the prototype yet because we still have to completely destroy him and completely take him apart so we can discover what exactly is inside. But we are gonna do that later on in today's video, so keep watching because right now we have somebody else we're focusing on, and that is our girl, Lily Lovebraids. All right, Lily Lovebraids, what are you hiding from us? Well, family, the first thing that we have to see is that black dress that is clearly hiding some secrets. Whoa, family, look at this! Hidden by the black dress was this purple shirt and these black shorts. It's almost like Lily Lovebraids didn't want us to know how tiny and maybe not very strong she was under that very poofy dress. Kind of like she wanted to look more tough than she actually is. Next up, we have Lily Lovebraids' iconic purple shoes and black socks. But what if we remove those shoes? What is under them? Wait a second. Lily Lovebraids? You don't even have any feet? Wait, that's what you've been hiding? Did the prototype take away your feet one day if you did not obey? Or were you born with no feet? But that makes me question how you've been walking. She's been walking with no cane, no wheelchair, absolutely no help. And all of this times we had no idea the shoes were hiding her non-existent stinky feet. Okay, if she's been hiding no feet, we need to remove that purple braided hair, Lily Lovebraids, because we all know the hair is a passage to the soul. And if I learned anything from you, Lily Lovebraids, we don't need to go through your hair because you don't have a soul. Boom, make you bald. And then we can look around your smooth head like finding an Easter egg on Easter. And then we can look around your smooth head like finding an egg on Easter Sunday. Family, we are finding a secret on that head like a scavenger hunt. Oh, Lily Lovebraids has no hair. Wait a second, how did we even get here? Okay, here is Lily with her hair, but do you notice that it is not even braided anymore? Step 1, remove the braid. Step 2, remove all of the hair completely. And step 3 is investigate that scalp like we are a brand new puppy looking for help from his mother. And family, what do we find? Oh, just the fact that Lily Lovebraids lies. Low-key, is that even new? She's been doing it all the time. Hello, Chompkins. What does the inside of your mouth look like? Because I'm sorry, dude. I love you, but we do have to kind of disassemble you and take off the front part of your mouth and remove some of your fur. And now let's see, family. Wait, this was him with his tummy, and this is him without. But family, did you notice something else we did? Chompkins has no fur left all over his body. And family, what do you know? Little Chompkins over here, our BFF, seems to not be hiding anything. Chompkins gets a pass. Giblet, it looks like you are up next. What will you look like if we completely destroy your eye patch? Okay, here is Giblet as he is in Poppy Playtime 5. Whoa, look at him without his eye patch and without the patch on his tummy. He looks completely different. And what if we remove some of his fur too? And what if we remove his glove? Giblet looks like a completely different person. He kind of looks like a cute teddy bear. All right, next up we got Poppy Playtime herself. And this is all of the damage that the prototype did to her in chapter 5. First, we have to examine the damage. Then we will disassemble Poppy and see if she is hiding anything for herself. Whoa, Poppy. You have a giant crack in your face going from your ear all the way to your other one. You are missing an eyeball. You have cracks all over your neck. We saw how much hair you also lost too. Now, family, this must be very sad for Poppy because before she had beautiful red, luscious, poofy hair. And ever since she had the tea party with Lily Lovebraids and the prototype, when Poppy got really mad, the prototype lifted Poppy up off of the table and low-key snapped her face. That is why immediately after he did that, Poppy looked like she lost half of her hair. And look, even her ear is completely damaged too. There's a giant chunk missing from it. Oh my gosh, Poppy, it looks like somebody took a bite out of you. More stuffing on her head. Look at this. It's almost like there's a crack in her head and that you can see a little bit of her brain. Is that even possible? And you can even see all of the little dots on her skull, which were places where her hair used to be before. Another difference of Poppy before her accident and after is that now, ever since she's had this new accident, her hairstyle is a little bit different. Because before she had 2 ponytails like this on each side of her head, and now she just has no ponytail and has her hair free flowing all the way down. All right, family, now that we know how damaged Poppy really is, let's see if she is hiding anything. Okay, no doll dress. She is wearing her top and her tights underneath. And look what happens if we remove all of her hair. Is it just me, or does Poppy look even more sad than before? Family, Poppy is officially not hiding anything, except if you count hiding her broken heart. Because family, now Poppy must be completely crushed, so she has to protect herself even more. Mr. Huggy Wuggy, you are next. And unfortunately, you also got a lot of injuries throughout all the different Poppy Playtime chapters. Here, Huggy Wuggy is with duct tape all around his leg, similar to the injuries that Kissy Missy has gotten. But family, we will reach Kissy Missy in a sec. First, we have to deal with Huggy Wuggy's injuries, and look at his knee. It's fully taped up. More bleeding on his upper thigh. All of the places that you see the duct tape is where Huggy Wuggy had his injuries. His torso also has stuffing and ropes inside of it to make sure he doesn't bleed too much. But you can see that there is red all over the stuffing and stitches and everything, because sometimes the blood is just too much and it just accidentally comes out. Oh, wait a second. Look, there's even more stitching on the back of his neck and around his side stomach. Whoa, Huggy Wuggy. You have a lot more injuries than we thought. And we also cannot forget about him losing his hand. I don't know if you see the blue ribbon wrapped around the edge of his wrist. That is actually to stop the bleeding so his body doesn't lose too much blood. And then if that happens, he would actually go oof. So that blue ribbon is actually very, very tight to make sure everything stays in place. Huggy, that's a giant cut on your arm. And even more duct tape up there? Whoa, but I really am curious to see what happened to Huggy Wuggy's head. Oh, right. To see just how bad everything is. Look at this! All of the scars all around his lips from all the cuts, burns, cracks that he endured. Wait, he even has missing fur all around his eyes. And of course, the biggest wound on his whole body is the one close to his brain. Because we know concussions and head injuries are not something that should be taken lightly. So Huggy Wuggy, safe to say, you gotta be careful, bro. Now, family, what would happen to Huggy Wuggy if we remove his tape? Will Huggy Wuggy still be safe? Whoa! Or would he lose a lot of his body? Now let's see what Huggy Wuggy would look like with no fur. Wait, he looks like a giant blue sponge. He doesn't look like a scary monster. He kind of looks fun. Now, family, next up, we have Kissy Missy herself. And honestly, out of all of the injuries that all of these Poppy Playtime characters got in the chapters, I think Kissy Missy's might be one of the worst. Now, when you look at Kissy Missy, you can see very obviously that she has giant burns on the side of her body. It goes on her face, it goes on her eyeball, it even goes on those big juicy lips. And it even goes up top too, to the top of her head. Whoa, now that is definitely burnt. If we look even closer at her head, you can see that she is so burnt that she lost all of the pink fur that she used to have. She lost the fur in the back. She also lost even more fur in the front. And she even has some missing fur all around her mouth. Wait a second, look at her neck. There's giant stitches in there. That would mean she's completely burnt around her neck right here, and the stitches were put to make sure her head is okay. Speaking of things that's probably not okay, here is Kissy Missy's torso, and it is completely bandaged up multiple times. They went round and round and round with that tape, and just like a merry-go-round in the TV show Squid Games. Kissy Missy has also lost her arm. I repeat, Kissy Missy lost her arm. Now, this actually happened in Poppy Playtime Chapter 4 when Kissy Missy was trying to save Poppy from falling into a dark hole. She grabbed for Poppy, and when she did, her arm completely snapped off, and now she's left with no arm and a giant burned body. Poor little Kissy Missy, and even Poppy too. Both of them are just trying to do the right thing, but they keep getting damaged. Now, family, I don't know the exact wound of what happened to Kissy Missy's torso, but whatever it was, it must have been bleeding so much that she needed so much tape that she permanently has to have that bandage all around her tummy. Now, if we look at her leg, it's also burned all the way down, and even at her foot, where her knee is, where her ankle is, there's even a bunch more tape right there. Now, here is Kissy Missy's feet. The bottom of her feet, I mean, they're dirty, but they don't look that damaged, which is good. And her other arm is also still in great shape. No wounds at all. But now, family, what happens if we destroy Kissy Missy to find out what is underneath? Now, let's see what is underneath Kissy Missy's bandages. Oh my gosh, just like Huggy Wuggy, there is nothing there. The burns must have completely burned her body so bad that there is nothing left. And now let's see her with no fur either. She looks so tiny and cute. Now, family, I told you that I would show you the prototype completely destroyed too. And now, since you made it to the end of today's video, that is exactly what we're about to do. All right, here is the prototype before we take him apart. But what happens if we do take him apart and check what is underneath each different piece? Now, here is the catnap fur on his body, but what happens if we destroy it and take it apart? Whoa, family, look! It's just more ribs, more plates, more creepy robot-looking joints. And apparently this giant joint is to make his tail bend and move. I mean, kind of creepy, but it's also the joint that makes him bend his spine. And now, since we took off Catnap's fur, we can also see the gas vents on the side of him a lot more clearly, and that the whole giant piece that's holding his stomach in place actually is held in place from screws. Now that we've removed the canisters, we can see all of the wiring for his body that connects to his legs. It goes from his body to his legs to allow his legs to move. And we can even see the giant round piece that is the moving part of his body that allows him to combine his legs with his tail. Ew, it's so he can wiggle. Okay, what is this hatch? This is the vent for his gas tanks, and it's also the part that has the poker thing on the end so he can sting people if he wants. But now that we've removed the red plates off of the prototype's body, we can see his ribs a lot better and even the bones in front. Now, if we keep removing layers, we can even see the yellow part of his spine. And we can see exactly how it's attached to the robot part of his legs. And look at this, family. This is the coolest part. If we remove the prototype's blue clown jacket, we can see just how far up the prototype's spine actually goes. Whoa! It's a giant bendy tube! And now look at this, look at this. What happens if we remove the prototype's clown hat too? Family, smash like on today's video if you want to see what the prototype is hiding underneath that hat, because we're about to remove it in 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Family, the prototype has absolutely nothing! Oh my chicken nugget. The prototype might be strong on his body, but at his face and neck, he is secretly weak. Now, family, I think we have officially exposed the prototype, and we can show everybody in Playtime Co. just how vulnerable the prototype actually is. If you like today's video, smash like and smash subscribe. Click any video right here for the next Anything Alexia episode, or click right here to go to shopalexia.com to get Baby Nuggie and Puppy Nuggie plushies. Me and all the Nuggie Land characters love you so much, and we'll see you all in tomorrow's video.